Spirituality. A lot of people have asked me, what is spirituality? Spirituality is not a dogma. It is a belief system. It is a way of life. It is how you choose to live your life. It is how you'll cope with bad luck, natural disasters, illness, poverty, and disdain. It is the spirit inside you. It is how you choose to behave in the world. Spirituality has no set rules. It is personal. You cannot achieve spiritualism without also working on your ego. Once your ego is firmly grounded, it is much more difficult to attain spirituality. There are two separate parts of your spirit. There are your soul and your spiritual self. Your soul is your eternal spirit. It is the same as the spiritual self that is faceted into various aspects of your life. Each of them is an aspect of your soul. Your soul is a composite of all the souls that you have had a part of throughout your many lifetimes. Your soul is the component of the soul circle or web. This is the group that consists of all the people with whom you have interacted throughout your life. The soul is a circle of experiences only. The experiences are only the outer manifestation of the inner soul. The core of your soul is the place where your experiences are held as consciousness. It is here where the experiences of your soul exist as mindfulness. Consciousness can be seen as the ability to see the results of an action. The visual aspects can be seen as the eye of the spirit. Not as an entity unto itself, but as a collection of other persons all interacting with each other. Consciousness can be a mathematical equation. In Einstein's theory of relativity, E equals m.c. 2 is described as the energy or energy mass of an event horizon. The height in meters of the event horizon is the measure of the gravitational field strength. Leisure time is the duration of the event horizon. A mind is a form of knowing. A mind is capable of holding multiple interrogations at once and processing them. A mind is where the soul of another individual is joined to yours. It is your ability to see your interactions with other people. Your interactions are the messages you send and receive. These messages are your experiences. This then is the interface between you, the spirit, and you, the mind. Communication means the ability to understand and process. Involution is the placement or position of things within the space. Expansion is the ability to see without seeing. The eye of the spirit is capable of both seeing but not seeing. It is capable of recording and playing back messages, but it is incapable of entering into the place where it will not be observed. The mind is where you compensate for bad results and good results. The poet and the mathematician are both responsible for their own success. The circumstances of your life come to you as a result of the abilities of your mind. They are your guides on the path to understanding. The mind is capable of all things tangible and intangible. The brain is the place where these objects materialize. The mind is the place where you believe, and it is capable of all things intangible. The spirit is capable of all things tangible. It is the part of the mind that is mortal and subject to doubt. The spirit is capable of all things intangible. It is an indication of spirit. We all have a soul. The nature of our soul is determined by our evolution and the beliefs we have about life, death, the hope of an afterlife, our Creator, and the truth about humanity and God. It is determined by our life experiences and our beliefs. We evolve as we live and die. The soul is our constant companion. It evolves as we switch from one life to another. Some people have a finer soul than others. Some may be more evolved than the average person. Some have a more unique energy vibration. However, we all share the characteristic of the soul. Do people with a lot of earthly accomplishments have a less developed soul? Yes, they most likely do. That is not to say that these people do not have a measurable soul, but their soul is certainly more refined and not as heavily burdened by the accumulation of earthly things. These people can often function quite well in the world. They have a deeper soul vibration. Their life experiences are not as burdened by the weight of responsibilities as our less evolved people. Their energy is less polluted because they have not had the chance to accumulate a lot of earthly things. Less evolved people struggle to find meaning in their lives, and their energies are often contaminated by the heavy burden of maintaining their humanity and humanness in the world. Their efforts are often hampered by their frustrations and fears, and their creations often lack the quality and refinement usually found in more evolved beings because their frustrations, fears, and frustrations have not been overcome by the creational processes of evolution. These less evolved human spirits make uninformed decisions frequently based on emotions. Their creations can be substandard because they are frequently close-minded and emotionally attached to those things that they have identified with. These human spirits live in the world and not of the world. They have outgrown many of the limiting illusions that they had brought with them from a previous life. These human spirits know that the world is an illusion of the senses. They see beyond the four walls of the physical dimension. They see the beyondness of the physical dimension. These spirits know they are eternal and they seek spiritual evolution here on earth. They are less evolved than a physical human because they do not give importance to building a physical body. A physical human spirit who seeks power, influence, and validation from others, to secure his or her position as a leader in his or her reincarnation or life after death, is less evolved than a spirit who knows that he or she is a divine spirit with no earthly conditions that need to be dealt with. These less evolved spirits can be defeated by cowards. If you are a spirit who is less evolved than a human spirit of a more evolved caste, listen to the advice from those who you actually empower. They have experienced the difficulties of human life and they can see into your own future. They can see what your future lives would be like if you were less evolved. These teachers become a guide to you. Do not underestimate the importance of learning from earthly guides who are more in tune with the realities of the spiritual realms than those of the body and mind. You can learn from your animal guides as well. When you are a more evolved spirit, you can see the future more clearly than a human spirit of a less evolved caste. The more evolved you, the greater your psychic ability and the greater your vision enables you to see the impacts of the present and the future. Develop your own individual vision. Learn to see the different perspectives of life. Seeing the world from one point of view often enables you to see the illusions of the worldview. Seeing the world from another point of view enables you to see the reality of the worldview. Most people only see their immediate environment and what they can manipulate or change within that environment. These people make the assumptions that human beings are human beings and are therefore limited in intelligence, knowledge, and awareness. These same assumptions allow a person of limited evolutionary status to rise to the top of theory and command the resources of a more evolved universe. A more evolved spirit may not command the resources of an enlightened universe, but he can still command a smaller universe.